All right, this is a quick video. Um, I just want to make sure that it's not actually going to be that quick, but I just want to make sure that um, I continuously make testimonies before I can do that. I know there'll be a time where that won't be possible, because I understand that not only what they're doing to me, to my body, to my organs, and who knows what else can be done. I know they keep talking about they're gonna frame me and they're gonna, you're gonna serve, and because we're gonna frame you, right? And they like to talk about how all these horrible things are gonna happen to me. So I'd never underestimate their capability to do these horrible things. I have no doubt that all of these things they talk about can be done and probably will be done. Now, I know why they might even go to that to the level of that level. It's because they try to compensate for reality that they're in a program that is so disgusting, disturbing, torturing women and children, doing all these horrible things, and they want you to accept this narrative they've put together, this manipulation they've obviously make you experience, and want you to accept this as if it's you, as if they're not doing things to make you think this way, to make you have this reaction to things. It's and they have this illogical ways of wanting you to start thinking, and of course they're gonna act accordingly, right? They're gonna gaslight you into accepting you, into you accept these ways of thinking as if it's you, when you obviously know it's not. You obviously know they're doing things to you to mess with you, disgusting things. They give you these perceptions that disgust you, that are naturally happening, but they're forced onto you. The way they make me perceive things, especially children, is so disgusting. Disgusting. They they have the ability to do all these things, and it's them doing this. You can never be yourself anymore. And you have to do things that that are, well, as in, like, you have to look away because you're scared of looking at somebody, because that somebody could be a kid, and because there's a kid, they can make me have this disturbing perception. So you start looking away, up, and try to not look, because if you look, it's going to turn into something sexual, onto, like, when he's a little kid, like the little teenage kids or whatever. Just that brings me back to when I went to a trip somewhere, and I remember going to the cafe. I literally, and of course they know that, so they want the kids to be shown so they can do the things. So I'm go to get a drink at the coffee shop. As I'm getting in the coffee shop, you see this person, the cashier is there, an adult woman. Then they're like, "Oh, wait, there's somebody who's going to take care of you." Of course, I don't. I immediately, when she says that, I know that it's gonna be some kind of kid. I don't know what she looks like. I looked away. And I'm like, I'm looking, and I'm actually taking off. Like, I'm not looking. I'm just like, and she talks to me, and she asks for everything, and I'm purposely not seeing who she's talking to me, but I'm responding to her. I can only see the blur, right? They're literally, with the blur, they try to make me imagine this kid in a sexual way. Try to create some perceptions that aren't are manipulated with the perception. There's no way I can perceive this person with that little being obscene. But they create that, making her look womanly, and in the breast area. Like, it's so disgusting. And I'm not, I can't describe you how she looked like. But they try to create some sexual perception of that person. That's for sure, teen, like, just by the voice. So they do these things, but they do other things, and they want you to, like, indulge in these dialogues that are so nonsensical, that are super nonsensical, and it just shows how nasty these people are. They do this thing, right? And today they were doing it a lot. I was, I was, I was, you know, I, they play with my libido throughout the week. They play with my libido big time. They make me have sexual dreams, which start with, like, a woman. In this case, they had me sexual dream with this person, this woman that was, And then I wake up from that dream after they stimulate me, and it cranked up my libido, and then aim this libido toward a kid and just make me think of it like so disgusting. They play my libido so much. They use my libido to break me down. It's disgusting. And so they and so they're trying to really push you into losing yourself, right? So you got to be strong. These people have no shame. They like to talk about how they're gonna frame me, and when I'm gonna be framed, they're gonna rape you, they're gonna do this and that and that. I'm like, listen, this they say that so you can identify to these things. Or they rape people like you, because they want you to think that that is you. They're doing things to try to get you to identify with the things they obviously manipulate. I make it obvious that I'm being manipulated, so they can dumb themselves down even more. And these people have no shame to dumb themselves down. So, and then they try to really have you have these illogical dialogues. You know, they they know that at this point you'll never subscribe to it, but they're gonna do their things to try to get you to accept these things. It's disgusting, disgusting. They force you to have these disturbing things. It's just so disgusting. I can't, it's just annoying. But you gotta be strong, of course. You know, they're gonna do whatever they can to have you. They want you to be a pedophile. They want you to perceive things like a pedophile. So they want you to be stimulated toward kids. They want you to like that. That is what they do. They do this pedophilia type of tormenting that, of course, is going to break anybody who deals with these things, right? They're really going to try to make you think in the most disturbing way, and they try to convince you like, oh no, they are like and they like the way the tone of voice is also like childlike. No, no, we just put together. We're not doing it. They are like, while in reality, these people do have issues with pedophilia, meaning that this agency is really in charge of these things. I have a lot of pedophiles, and them forcing you to perceive things in this sexual way is just disgusting. Kids that would do nothing. Like it would, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Let's say like you're a kid. You don't. Now they try to create some perception of breast or some disgusting things. So disgusting. When you see a blur, you try to create that blur to be something. It's nonstop, nonstop trying to get you to look at kids in a sexual way. They even try to make you feel, but remember when you're a kid yourself, they have, it's just disgusting. They do whatever they can to force you to, and I know that. So I'm going to make it obvious. If I'm not looking at you, it's because I know what's going to happen. They're going to change my perception of what I'm seeing into something sexual when it's not sexual. When even if you try, you couldn't even naturally get me to feel anything sexual about you. Nothing. There's no way. Nothing. But now it doesn't take much because they can stimulate me, they can manipulate my perception and all that. So they're gonna have you have dialogues that are the most nonsensical. Do not indulge in these retardations of dialogues that they have you have. They're gonna act like they're gonna sound like, oh my gosh, you still have so much obvious proof we're not doing anything to you. And they will talk like this. It's like, oh no, no, now you're gonna pay for it. Like, these people are trying to these people renowned for the peripheral type of torture, who torture women and children, who are disgusting people, cowards of all sorts. They're just like, oh, now you pay. You understand? So not only they manipulate you to experience these disgusting things, then they try to make it seem like, oh, we're just avenging, as if you don't know what the horrible testimonies, all the horrible testimony you've heard. Somehow, like so today they did another disgusting thing. Like I said, libido always manipulated, always manipulating in disturbing ways. So I found ways. I had to find a way to get rid of my libido, right? Move my libido away or do something to to release that libido. And so, I plan on consuming some adult content, but they do these nasty things. Oh, it's so nasty. They when I'm telling myself today I'm going to watch some content of some adult content that They do this thing where they now try to do this thing where I'll they try to do something to annoy me. And by the way, there's people in the hallway trying to box in this BS because they want me to identify with this with the nastiness. So they'll do this thing where, let's just say, before I consume the adult content, that I'm something on some different app or something. Just I'm on an app or something like on YouTube or whatever, and just not see what videos are to watch or something. Just to watch in regard of like just to pass my time. If there's a child, what they do is they make me think of adult content. As I said, that somebody in the hallway just slam something and say they wait for me because they want me to not tell the story the right way. While I'm just on YouTube, not thinking about anything, like not just on YouTube watching regular videos on YouTube. There's then, if there's a kid, they immediately make me start thinking of watching adult content so they can connect those two things together, so they can train your mind to see things like that. They condition your brain and rewire it in such a disgusting way, and then try to make you feel guilty by making noise campaign. They say, "Oh, they wait for you. They're gonna do this," and these people are trash, human trash. Let me show you how nasty it was. I'm gonna bring one. This, give me a second. So I'm on YouTube. I'm just watching something, and I see this. This you see the look. There's a look. This immediately do some nasty things. Even now, they just did something. Just a little kid, and they start immediately make me think of adult. And then they're like, "Oh, what you when you were like?" It's just so disgusting. They force you to have these disturbing ways of thinking. It's just disgusting. Me watching that again, they try to do the same thing. They try. They're doing the same thing right now. They have this way of conditioning your brain that is so disturbing and peripheral centric, and then they try to make you have this illogical rationality of things. They really try to make you like think that this is this. No, no, no. We proved it. Remember what you did when you were in eighth grade, and they truly want you to be like, oh. And in my brain, they give me this thoughts. Sorry, those thoughts and this disgusting perceptions and thoughts that are so nonsensical and disgusting and so pedophilia centric, and then try to make me think of me when I was a kid, and then it's just disturbing. So to all my target individual, they're gonna have you think in this illogical way. Do not indulge in these dialogues in the brain. They make you have this nonsensical, irrational, and they use people who are not either they have no shame, but at the same time some of them sound like childlike, others have no shame, and they can damn themselves, and of course they know how it's supposed to go. They're supposed to make you lose your mind to for you to accept this, and then they warn you of this torture that's going to happen to you in order for you to identify with these things. Listen, we death comes to all of us. Death comes to all of us. They are cowards, low life. They love to tell themselves that they're there. They love to tell themselves that they'll be watching me, as if this is watching me is not even more cowardly. And they like to say they'll watch me being tortured and whatever's going to happen to me, which like to me, it's like it doesn't phase me. Okay, maybe good for you. I mean, I don't care what you, but they say all these things where they have created this falsified reality. Cowards, low life people that torture children and women and then force people to have disturbing thoughts about children. They're the human trash of the earth, but they're not monsters or anything. They're just people who sold the soul to pedophiles for this sensation of power that this gives them. The target individual has no control of anything at this point. And these people who knows how much control they have in their own life feel empowered in this moment. And there's no winning or losing. You work for a governmental entity who is experimenting on human beings. and obviously the civilian has nothing, who can do nothing to protect themselves. When this is, what can a civilian do against people? Even it's a person, just one person do against a these entities. This is that this, on top of that, just a civilian who's financially, resource wise, is not, I'm not a millionaire or anything like that, so of course, there's no, even millionaires will, they will, there's not, unless you're a billionaire, there's no way to like really do anything, because wherever you go, this we're talking about a intelligence community entity entities that are experimenting on civilians, on everyday people. Of course, there's no winning or losing. You're just gonna deal with what in their mind. They're like, we're gonna win. You understand how much of a loser this is? To say that, who you're going against? So you're saying the government is going to win over a civilian person who with very limited resources? You understand? These people are truly delusional, and they trash and they torture even women, single mothers. No problem. Fry them, torture them. They're true cowards. So when you have these disgusting thoughts and dialogues, don't subscribe. Don't even go with it. It's just so nonsensical. As I'm speaking right now, they're doing this thing where they play with the lungs, right? They can contract them, they can like restrict them, and they've done that to a 7-year old, a 7-year old autistic kid. And I'm just they do this to kids. That's what I'm trying to say. They do this to kids, and then this trash they're doing this to me. It's like, oh no, I myself did it. Try to distance themselves from the program they work for. Trash. I rather die slow than live like them. And I'm thankful to God that I didn't have to sell my soul to pedophiles like them. I didn't have to do what they have to do. Oh, I didn't even have the option to do what. Thank you. How bottom feeder can one be? These people are trash. That call themselves God. That work for pedophiles and that want you to be a pedophile. Trash.